2311 unveils their new race shop. DraftKings signs a new deal with NASCAR. And Kyle Larson is thinking about retiring at 40. What up, y'all? Welcome back to Rolling the Bomb. I'm your host, Zach Moore. We're back for another episode of Rolling the Bomb. I'm excited to break down a bunch of topics. I'm kind of behind on some stuff. There's a lot to get discussed. This is actually going to be a two-part type thing. It'll be separate episodes, but it'll be in one sitting, so I'll still be wearing this Bronco sweatshirt. So I hope you guys, I'm looking forward to it. I got a new mic. Hopefully I sound better. Let me know in the comments down below if I do. But I hope you guys all look forward to listening to what I have to say about a bunch of topics. Let's get it. 2311 unveils their brand new race shop. They're naming it Airspeed. It's a pretty sick name. It's way cooler than their racing name. Eric Estep said that he wished that they named their team Airspeed instead of 2311, which I have to agree. Airspeed pretty sick because you got Michael Jordan as Air, Air Jordan, and then you have Speed representing NASCAR, Denny Hamlin, right? It's a pretty cool shop. It looks like it's only an aerial view. I think the only picture I've seen inside the shop is through like Denny Hamlin's Instagram. We did a little post, just white floors and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like inside. It's pretty big. It's looking like they can house multiple cars, which that's the goal. 3-car team. I think that's what they hope to do in the future. They already kind of messed around with that third car a couple times last season. So I'm excited to see what this turns into. But yeah, as sports betting is soon going to be able to be allowed in North Carolina, NASCAR signed a big sponsorship deal with DraftKings Sportsbook. This is reported by Bob Pacos. With sports betting starting soon in North Carolina and the law requiring betting operators to have an agreement with sports teams or leagues, DraftKings has announced an agreement with NASCAR, and BetMGM announced a deal with Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is big. DraftKings, one of the biggest sports books, places where you can gamble on sports in the country. So this is big for NASCAR to get that big time deal with them. And also BetMGM announced a deal with Charlotte Motor Speedway to be their official home for betting, or how that works. I'm 19. I technically can't bet. I'm not even sure I should be talking about betting. I don't know. But also, when it comes to the whole DraftKings partnership, DraftKings NASCAR partnership includes DraftKings as its exclusive daily fantasy partner in U.S. and Canada and other sponsorship benefits. So this is a big deal, because betting is big in sports now. I mean, you can bet on pretty much every sport now. And now that North Carolina, which is the home for NASCAR, now you could be seeing fans, go and bet on, the Coke 600 or races in that area. They can go right to the racetrack and they can, bet right there, make a bet right there. I don't know how betting works because I'm 19. I don't plan ever to bet. But this is just big because I know this is big for a lot of the older adults that like to bet and gamble their money. It's always fun. It's cool. Like, I'm definitely curious. I think it would be kind of fun. Like I would be more into like, hey, my friend, you want to bet on this, this driver beating this driver? I wouldn't mind, throwing out $20, but I'm not going to legitimately bet, if that's even the way I should pronounce that. But no, good stuff, great stuff for NASCAR and the fans. Last topic. So Kyle Larson, one of the best drivers in the world, probably considered one of the best drivers in NASCAR right now, was on the Kenny Wallace Show. I don't believe the full episode is out yet on the Kenny Wallace Show on YouTube. Kenny Wallace, great advocate for the sport, great personality, fun guy to listen to, and has a lot of great insight on the sport. He raced in NASCAR, but now he does dirt racing stuff, late model stuff. Really fun, very, very entertaining guy. Well, so he had Kyle Larson on, and it was like a 5-minute clip. I edited it down to like 1:40. We're going to just talk about what Kyle Larson's plan is in the series and how he wants to race to, and how he always plans to maybe race until he's 40 in the NASCAR Cup Series. So listen here.
Like sitting here right now, like I don't see myself going to 40.
Yeah, okay. That's the one almost. So what I wanted to know.
But that's not me. That's not me retiring from racing. Like that's I think I'm different than others. I'm 31 right now. I've been in this. I'm going into my 11th season in the Cup Series, so like I've already been in it for a while. So in my eyes, if I could race another 7 or 8 years, I can earn a lot of money. I can set myself up really well. and I can go, still be in my prime, hopefully, and go compete for, Premier Dirt Series Championship. And High Limit hopefully is taken off by then, and that's the Premier Series, and go try and win a championship there, try and win a championship in whatever the big late model series is. Yeah. And two, I don't want people to get spun out about it. I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm retiring at 30 whatever, and that I'm not retiring at 30 ever, but I love racing in NASCAR. I would not be racing in NASCAR if I didn't love it. I think a lot of race fans feel that I don't like racing in NASCAR. I'm just doing it to make money, and then I'm going to go retire and all that. I would have done that a long time ago if I didn't love what I'm doing and love racing in NASCAR and competing for wins and racing for the best team in the sport. I absolutely love what I'm doing right now. So, and who knows, if I'm still loving it, in 8 years or whatever, I could still go race NASCAR. Your life changes. So who knows, I could be in NASCAR till I'm 50.
So listen to what Kyle Larson said. He talks about him only race until he's 40, right? That's pretty crazy for a guy who's, so good and so talented. But, he's been in the series for 11 years, right? So that's a long time. It's a decade long. That's pretty long. But, he talks about how he wants to still be in his prime, right? He doesn't want to race too long and not be able to be, in his prime and still be good at, older age, because he wants to still be able to chase those big-time trophies, those big-time dirt racing, late model stuff. He owns his own dirt racing league. He just won the championship for his own dirt racing league, the High Limit Series. And then the High Limit Series is becoming a very big series. They're trying to become the premier series, big, long schedule, big-time money for winners, big purses, and that's big stuff, right? He's doing a good job with that. I'm very curious on how big that thing will grow to, right? We've talked about it on this channel, right? But, and he also talks, and dirt racing is his passion, right? He likes dirt racing. We all have our first loves and what we love most, right? And he loves dirt racing. So he wants to continue to do that, but not competitive, right? But then he also talks about how people and race fans may find that he doesn't like that racing in NASCAR, right? Because he said a lot of things. He talked about the Chili Bowl. He won the Chili Bowl couple years ago and saying that was a bigger win than winning, the Daytona 500, right? And that's the biggest race in NASCAR, right? It's a bigger race than the Chili Bowl, right? So he got a lot of slack and a lot of hate for that. But he also said that how if he didn't like racing NASCAR, he wouldn't be doing it, right? Because everybody's sure he's such a good dirt racer, he could probably make a killing doing dirt racing all the time. And I guess, they think that he just does it because he's trying to make money, which, the money is great in NASCAR, but I think he likes it. I think there's things that I think that all drivers wish in NASCAR would wish there's different things that NASCAR would have done the way the car is. I bet you a lot of drivers wish the car wasn't the way it is. The teams, right? The teams wish they could do more to the car to help make a difference, right? Build it more, manufacture it more. So there's a lot of things, right? But he also talked about if he still loves what he's doing, he still loves NASCAR, he could race till he's 50. And I think Kyle Larson's so good that he could. But that time will tell. But also, I think this is a bigger topic, knowing that, age has been a big factor in NASCAR. Drivers used to race until they're 50 years old, right? Richard Petty, Darrell Waltrip, gosh. David Pearson all raced till they're 50 years old before, when they retired. But now guys are retiring much earlier in their 40s. Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart raced when they were 45 years old. Dale Earnhardt Jr. retired at 43, but that was probably more because of concussions, right? Injury, right? Clint Boyer retired at 41. Casey King, 38. Carl Edwards, 37. Those were all before they were 40, right? And then the newest one, Eric Almirola, retired when he was 38, right? So these guys all retired very, very young. And a lot of it, I feel like, could do with family time, sponsorship, maybe not having as much fun. Maybe they want to be more competitive, right? Carl Edwards probably retired because maybe he just wanted to step away, right? He retired kind of on his own. Maybe he didn't like the way NASCAR was heading, right? And some people are just, they retire because they're not good enough anymore and they get pushed out. Matt Kenseth, he was very old when he retired, but he got pushed out by by Joe Gibbs because they wanted to bring in a young Eric Jones because he's cheaper to pay, right? So I think we're in this new age, right? But there's still a lot of drivers that have a lot more say and freedom than when they want to retire. Denny Hamlin's 42, soon to be 43, right? And he's probably got to race, until he's 45, right? Kyle Busch already saying he wants to race at 45. Brad Keselowski he's turned 40 this year, and he's probably going to race for a long time. He seems like he wants to race because he's hungry, right? So he could race till he's 45, right? But I think it just all depends. I think people want to have fun. If we look at Eric Almirola, he's going to Joe Gibbs Racing and then racing a very competitive Xfinity Series. Xfinity Series car for Joe Gibbs Racing. I think it's part-time, family time, and he's going to have a lot of chances to win. So I think it just all depends on what situation you're in, whether or not you want to retire sooner and how much money you make. But yeah, interesting stuff from Kyle Larson. I'm excited to listen to the full interview. I'll link the full clip, the 5-minute clip on here, but all interesting stuff. It's definitely this is definitely an interesting topic. This age it's been a very big topic of when drivers, how drivers are retiring much younger. And I'm not really sure what the reason is for that. I'm not smart enough to know that. Yeah, that's a wrap on today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Looking forward to coming out with some more content. I'll be looking just like this in my next episode because I'm actually going to make another episode about some other topics I want to get into. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Please tell me what you think. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next one. Bye, y'all.